Hello my dear students, welcome to the presentation. Today I am going to give you a brief idea about the dentition in mammals. In this type, I will explain what is dentition, based on which different types of teeth has been classified, structure of teeth as well as the dental formula. Dear students, we are all know that teeth are important organs of the digestive tract which are useful for the mastication of food material. After the mastication of food material only, the food has been transported into the next part of the digestive tract. This mastication has been performed by the teeth, and these teeth are the dermal derivatives of the integument. They are developed as a result of calcification in the mucous membrane of the buccal cavity. And these teeth are present in almost all of the mammals except in very few mammals. Coming to the dentition, it is nothing but the arrangement of teeth in upper and lower jaw, mainly on the premaxilla, maxilla and dentary bone. It also includes the characteristic arrangement, types as well as number of teeth in a given species. Next, the odontology. What is odontology? It is nothing but the study of the anatomy, growth and disease of the teeth. In this study, we can able to know the entire structure of teeth, how it has been developed and what are the abnormalities occurred in the teeth. Next, the teeth has been classified into so many types based on different aspects. This slide shows the types of teeth based on the attachment, namely the acrodont, pleurodont and thecodont. In acrodont, teeth are attached to the summits of the jawbone, whereas in pleurodont, they have been attached to the sides of the jawbone. Reptiles are the best examples for acrodont and pleurodont type of dentition. The next one is the thecodont. In this type, teeth are lodged in the sockets of the jawbone, and the best example for thecodont type of dentition has been observed in the mammals. The next types is the types of teeth based on the permanency. It has been divided into three types, namely the monophyodont, diphyodont and polyphyodont. In some mammals, only one set of teeth has been developed during their lifetime, and this condition is known as monophyodont. Mono means single. That means only one set of teeth has been developed in their lifetime. The best example for this is platypus and marsupials. The next one is the diphyodont. In most of the mammals, two sets of teeth are found. The first one is known as temporary set, and it is also known as deciduous teeth or milk teeth, which has been developed in the early childhood days. And during the life period, they have been replaced by the second set of teeth, which are known as permanent teeth. So in diphyodont, two teeth has been developed two times in the life period. The first set is known as milk teeth, which are replaced by the second set of teeth, which are permanent. The next one is the polyphyodont. Name itself indicates poly means many. So in this condition, the teeth are replaced continuously throughout the lifetime. So once the teeth has been developed, if they get damaged, they have been again replaced. So this in the polyphyodont condition, the teeth are replaced continuously throughout the life. And the best example includes the fishes, amphibians as well as some reptiles. The next one is the types of teeth based on the morphological structure. It has been divided into two types, namely the homodont condition and heterodont condition. The first one is the homodont. Homo means similar. So all the teeth appear similar in size, shape as well as function. They are also known as isodont type teeth. The best example includes the dolphins as well as the seals and whales. In heterodont dentition, The teeth are differ in their size, shape as well as the function. Most of the mammals exhibit this type of heterodont dentition. So this picture shows the images of homodont and heterodont. In homodont, all teeth appears alike, same in size as well as shape, whereas in heterodont, different size and shapes has been observed. Heterodont dentition consists of different types of teeth in their shape and function. So, types of teeth based on shape and function includes the incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So, in this picture we can able to observe the incisors as eye, incisors, this is canine, these two are premolars and the last ones are molars. So, heterodont type of condition has been divided into 4 types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. That means this classification is based on the shape and functions of the teeth. The first one is known as incisors. So, in this type, the first one is incisors. Incisors consist of a broad, flattened shape, sharp teeth, and they have been found in the front region of the mouth, and they have been designed for the biting and cutting of the food material. They are present on the premaxillary bones of the upper jaw and dentary bones of the lower jaw. As they have sharp cutting edges, they are useful for the biting and cutting of the food material. So, these are the incisors. And the next one is the canine. These are present between the incisors and premolars. A single tooth is present in each half of the jaw. That means 4 canines are present. Each canine is present in each half of the single jaw. It consists of a single root, sharp pointed crown, and they are useful for the piercing of the flesh. And the next one is premolars and molars. These are very flat tooth with many cups. That means they consist of very standard cup-like structures. Its surface is very rough and they are mainly useful for the crushing as well as grinding and chewing of the food material. Molars are present next to the premolars. They have more than 2 roots and cusps. Both premolars and molars are collectively known as cheek teeth, and they are born on maxillae and dentary. So, this picture clearly shows the molars and premolars. The next one is types of teeth based on the number of cusps present in the cavity. The first one is known as triconodont. In this type, 3 cones are arranged in a linear manner, and they have been observed in the extinct Mesozoic mammals. So, this is the linear arrangement of 3 cones. And the next one is the pre-tribosphenic type. In this, 3 cones are arranged in a triangular manner. This type of teeth has been observed in fossil mammals. Like that of the triconodont and pre-tribosphenic type, the quadraconodont, hexaconodont and polyconodont with 4, 6 as well as many cusps has been observed in this type of teeth. Coming to the structural components of the teeth as well as the structure of teeth. So, this picture clearly shows the important components present in the teeth. Each typical mammalian teeth is placed in the sockets of the jaw. It has been distinguished mainly into 3 parts, namely the root, neck and crown. All these four parts are the important structural components of the teeth. The first one is the enamel. It is a very hard outermost layer and it consists primarily of calcium and phosphate in the form of hydroxyapatite. This hydroxyapatite is nothing but the combination of the calcium and phosphate. It is naturally occurring in the form of mineral calcium as well as phosphorus and also the oxygen combination. It grows in a hexagonal crystals and it appears very white in color. It makes up most of the human bones structure and builds the tooth enamel. Okay. The next one is the dentin. It is the inner layer and it appears as a bulk of the tooth. The next one is the pulp. It is the core part which consists of nerves as well as the blood vessels. And the next one is the cementum. It is the thin layer present around the root and it appears like a bone-like material which connects the tooth with the jaw. So this diagram clearly explains about the anatomy of the tooth. As I said, primarily it consists of three important parts like root, neck as well as crown. Coming to the root, it is the basal part of the tooth and is embedded in the bony socket. Neck is the part which is present about the root and it is enclosed by means of a gum sheet. And the next one is the crown. It is present towards the upper part of the teeth. It is present beyond the surface of the gum. The tooth is separated from the socket by means of a vascular periodontal membrane. This vertical section clearly consists of the parts like pulp cavity, dentin, etc. Coming to the pulp cavity, the entire tooth encloses a central pulp cavity which is surrounded by means of a odontoblast cells and they have been filled with the soft pulp which is made up of with a connective tissue, blood vessels as well as with nerve fibers. Okay. And the dentin. Then this is a chemical substance similar to the bone dentin which forms the major part of the tooth and it also permeated by means of numerous thin caniculi structures. And the next coming to the dental formula. So in this anatomy we can able to clearly observe the different parts of the bones. I have already explained what is enamel, dentin, pulp cavity, which surrounds the gum. So what are the nerve cells and blood vessels present where it is like that. Next the dental formula. So this is the picture which clearly shows how to calculate the dental formula. So dental formula shows the arrangement of teeth. In this picture we can clearly able to observe how the dental formula has been calculated. So mostly the number of teeth is fixed in each mammalian species. This mammalian heterodont dentition has been clearly expressed by means of a dental formula in which the number and arrangement of teeth in each half of the upper and lower jaw is constant and it is identical. So in a dental formula it can be usually written in the form of a 4 fractions, one for each type of teeth with the upper and lower jaw, and it has been describing the upper and lower jaw number of teeth present in each half respectively, so that the number indicates the number of teeth on one side of the upper and lower jaw. So in this picture, the denominator indicates the number of teeth on one side of the lower jaw as the two halves of the each lower jaw. The same number, the kind of teeth, the number of teeth on one side, it alone usually expressed in the formula. So the numerator always indicates the number of teeth on one side of the upper jaw, whereas the denominator indicates the number of teeth on one side of the lower jaw. For example, this is the calculation of dental formula in the human beings. That means we consist of 32 teeth. How they have been arranged in each half of the upper and lower jaw. So in this I, C, PM and M indicates the incisors, canines, premolars and molars present on each half of the jaw. That means in upper jaw, 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 3 molars are present in half of the upper jaw. In the same manner, 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 3 molars are present in lower half of the lower jaw. So altogether constitutes 16 in number. By multiplying with 2, we can get the total number of teeth present in the buccal cavity of the human beings. This is how the total number of teeth has been calculated with the help of the dental formula. So this dental formula represents the each half of the jaw, which consists of different types of teeth, namely the incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So all this is about the calculation of total number of teeth with the help of the dental formula. I once again repeat how to calculate the total number of teeth with the help of the dental formula. So this formula usually written in the form of 4 fractions, one for each type of tooth with the upper and lower jaw, and the lines describes the upper and lower jaw respectively. So it represents the arrangement of teeth in each half of the upper and lower jaw. The entire formula should be multiplied by 2 to get the total number of teeth present in the human beings. So this image clearly shows the total number of teeth in the human being. In this, the numerator indicates the number of teeth on one side of the upper jaw, whereas the denominator indicates the number of teeth on one side of the lower jaw. Okay, thank you.